those findings on the Maccabi fans. But I'm joined now, happy to tell you, by Karen Danson, one of the nurses who challenged County Durham and Darlington NHS Trust policy of allowing a female-only changing room to be used by Rose Henderson, a biological male who identifies as a woman. Karen, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. More pertinently, how are you? You've got a smile on your face and I can see why.
Yes. I'm absolutely delighted. Myself and the rest of the girls are just over the moon. It's a good day for us and for the rest of women across the country, to be honest.
The findings for you were several, and they were the findings for you against the trust, but not against Rose Henderson, the individual trans woman involved. Are you satisfied with that?
Yes, we are, because it was never about this one individual. It's always been about the policy change. And if it wasn't for the policy, he wouldn't have been in the changing room in the first place. So it's all about the policy.
We played a clip of one of your colleagues in Phoebe's report just a moment ago who was saying, as much as anything else, it was about our being disallowed from complaining. We were told, just shush and do it. Talk me through that period of this saga for you.
Yes, so when we raised our complaints and our concerns to our senior management, they reported it to HR, and we were told to broaden our mindset. We needed to be inclusive and to be educated. We were effectively shut down, told to be quiet, and we weren't listened to, so we had to get advice and take it forward.
And was this the chief exec who told you needed to be educated?
It was somebody in HR, I believe it was.
HR. Over what period of time did you try to get this sorted in-house, effectively, just between yourselves and the managers?
I think it's gone back to the summer of 2023 when there were first concerns raised from ourselves. But the tribunals highlighted that there were concerns from other departments using the changing room, and they were just ignored.
And talk me through how you felt that as was found in the tribunal, that your dignity was violated. Just talk me through that.
The presence of a man in the change room, which should be a safe space for women to get changed, the presence alone of a man in there affects our dignity and our privacy. We're getting changed down to our underwear on a daily basis, and there should be no men in that female changing room.
And you say you refer to Rose Henderson as he and as a man. You, even though they identify as a trans woman, you refuse to do that, do you? In this context, I do, yeah. Or in any context?
He is a man. He was born a man, and that can't be changed. And
how often in the course of your day would you need to use the changing room? Beginning and end of your day?
And sometimes in between as well. If you some of the people in there go in to get changed for a cigarette break, you might forget something and go back to your locker. So it's not just a before and after shift. There's bits in between as well.
And I guess as a nurse, it can also sometimes depend on what happens to your uniform in the course of a day.
Exactly. Yes, definitely.
And what impact has this had on all of you?
It's been quite stressful for all of us. We're nurses at the end of the day. We put our patients first. But it's just been very stressful for us all to go through this, to not get support from any senior members of staff. But we've had massive support from each other and from the Christian Legal Centre. We wouldn't be here without those really in the public. The public have backed us all the way as well, which is fantastic.
Locally or nationally as well? How's that support manifested itself?
The support's been national. There's been lots of national support.
And I was mentioning, just as we were waiting for you to be ready, Karen, I was mentioning that we still have to hear from the government on what its advice to organisations like NHS Trusts is going to be. What's your reading of that? Have you been keeping an eye on that as to why we're not hearing from them? Because it seems to, I don't know about you, but it seems to me we can't just keep having case after case after case after case after case that concludes pretty much the same each time when the Supreme Court has reminded us what the law is and always was.
Yeah, the Supreme Court clarified what it was to be a man and a woman last April, and the government have just been dragging their feet. So hopefully now our case should be the last case. There should be no more women should have to go through what we've been through, and hopefully the government now do and act quickly to change not only our policy within our trust, but all policies like this across the country.
Do you think it will be the last case?
I hope so. We are hopeful, but it depends on how quickly the government act, and it's other people to have the courage to come forward and have the strength and courage to come forward and raise concerns like what we have.
Will you and the other nurses continue to either campaign or support anyone in the same position you find yourself?
Definitely, yes. We've got the Darlington Nursing Union. Anybody in the healthcare profession can come forward with any of their concerns. But yeah, we'll support everybody, definitely.
Thank you very much, Karen, for joining us today. Karen Danson, one of those nurses who challenged County Durham and Darlington NHS Trust's policy of allowing a female-only changing room to be used by Rose Henderson, a trans woman who is, in the law, a biological male, and in fact a biological male, but who identifies as a woman. Your calls on this.